Is Lily Miller, and I'm going after my dreams. My dream is to run a fashion brand called Lamelia that is more than just fashion. It's a movement. It's a movement to help inspire women. My motto for the brand, to give you some more context about what the movement is the brand's motto is own the room. So I want women to own who they are, own their work, everything, just be like, this is me. Like with Lamelia, we're kind of saying, we are saying, I'm enough. It's not having to justify or explain, and basically I want to make an impact to help people see that there is nothing wrong with them. Branding is really, really important to me, being intentional, and because I want to create this world of short films and campaigns, and somewhere that women, the younger generations, all sorts of generations, can kind of go to be empowered, inspired, heard, all that, with this movement, like me as a person and my brand, I want to create an impact so big that with helping and people to learn that they are enough, that the future generations will never know what it's like to not be enough. Like, that is the goal, that's the legacy that I want to leave with Lamelia. Lamelia's colours are black and gold. A lot of there's a few reasons behind that. I think they were first inspired by just the colours I love. I think black can sometimes really have that kind of empowerment sort of side of it, and then gold, well, yellow was always my favourite colour, and then I wear gold jewellery and stuff, and I just love gold. So, but then at the same time, mixing the gold and the black, it's kind of like the real power and strong with kind of the, in a way, luxurious, but not, a bit more, it's just, I feel like they contrast a bit, which is what I wanted, because also with Lamelia, I want to mix the idea of, your power and your strength and your sharpness, mixing and having it coexist with softness and emotion and all those sort of types of things, and showing that emotion is power and all that sort of stuff. So through Lamelia, I want to use things like storytelling, to short films, so making cinematic short films. I really love the black and white look, so campaigns, but everything has a story behind it. The short films, they're going to be cinematic, maybe black and white, it doesn't matter. They're made to make people feel heard, feel inspired, empowered. Lamelia is about lighting that spark inside people's chests to go after their dreams, to get back up again, to, I want to help women have self-love, self-belief, self-respect and self-confidence, because in your tweens and teens you kind of do lose those things, and in society and everything. And then some people, a lot of people, for either a big part of their life or their whole life, will go on and not like the way they look or constantly self-doubt themselves, and I don't want that anymore. I want to help the generations now with that, and then I want to help the new generations to make sure that they will never have to deal with that. So sometimes I go on a ramble and then I get a blank spot in my head. Storytelling, campaigns, all that sort of stuff, real videos. I think in the kind of world where we're kind of going into AI and you've got social media and all that sort of stuff, I love authenticity. I love real, because I like being honest, if that makes sense. I want honesty. I want to see, I'm done with all this, all this stuff and I just want something real. So campaigns that, you know, they're real stories, they're real situations, that people can relate to, that shows people that they're not alone, is really, really important to me. And yeah, so short films, campaigns, photos that tell stories too, you know, they say that saying, it's like photos more than 1,000 words. And then the clothes itself, I mean, okay, I know I talked all about this stuff, but two things, I really, really, really do love humans. Like, I really want to help humans, which is why when you mix my other two really big passions of fashion, business, so helping people, fashion, business, and then self-esteem is something that I've struggled with, so like it's a part of my story. So when I mix these four things, helping people, fashion, business, and my own story, I get Lamelia, you know, and my love for creating. So I love fashion with my whole heart. Nothing makes me more excited than just seeing fashion. Business, I've always loved business. I've always loved leading, in a way that I wasn't always confident. Like I was always a quiet kid. I used to be, but like I've always loved the idea of, I guess when I create, I love being in control, and I love sharing what's in here and what's in my mind and my soul, whatever, and putting that out into the world. So I think that's why I've always kind of loved business, because it's me creating, you know, I can control the story, if that makes sense, and decide what's going to go happen and what the overall thing is. And yeah, fashion, business, my own story, struggling with my self-esteem, because I know what it's like. Do you not like the way you look, constantly self-doubting yourself, making yourself smaller, being afraid to like even celebrate your own achievements. I know what it's like, and that's been my own journey. So then through that, helping people always being a big part of who I am, and I enjoy seeing people light up after they've been down, or smile and laugh, you know. So mixing those together then has Lamelia. That's why I know Lamelia and this whole journey and my dreams and everything are my purpose. I don't even remember what I was talking about at the start, but that's my purpose. And so where I'm at now is that I'm currently in my last term of high school. Next term I'll just have like a presentation and stuff, that sort of thing. But so I'm always constantly doing brainstorming for Lamelia and that sort of thing. But it's like, well, where do I even go? So I currently have an internship with a mentor who is a seamstress, so she's been teaching me pattern making. So I've been learning lots of skills from that. I actually have here already. This is me. This is a practice pair of pants, just out of just like material. Hopefully that will go back up. That's with my industrial sewing machine. I have like another one too, and there's an overlocker. Anyway, so what has happened so far? Yeah, I've got the material for it. When I went overseas on a trip, and when I was over there, I was thinking about that I wanted to create a bag for when I came back to take to school. So then I was like, okay, well, I made this tote bag that I don't have on me, and I was like, okay, well, what if I just make these and sew these up and some people sell? And I started making them, and I knew I always wanted to do fashion, but I was like, okay, running a fashion brand is gonna be expensive. Like, just starting out, I need something. So I was like, okay, I'll just do this. I called it the Tolo bag because Tolo in Latin means take off, and I thought, like, you know, the Tolo bag, take off for Lamelia. But I did get some orders. I did like a showcase, and a part of that they could like write their name down and buy stuff. But the thing was, I know that I probably could have just stuck with it, but it was a little bit, I'm really struggling to sew the bags up and chase after more customers with these bags. So I think the biggest thing that I've learned through so far is learning like to understand yourself and your energy. That is definitely a big thing I've taken away. I knew this wasn't working for me. This is the material for the bags. It's like a denim, both of them. So I had a dark blue denim and I had this. So I still have some bags there, but I think it's like, okay, I need to stop. I need to take a breath and I need to replan what's going to happen, because that isn't working for me. Reset. We're going to reset, and then so I think the plan for me is, well, that was really, anyway, the plan for me is like, well, working on what's next. And I think since the bags, like that's been a little bit now, but I think that what needs to happen, so what's going through my mind is, for me, the storytelling is a big part of Lemuria, you know. Without that side of things, it's not Lemuria, it's just clothes. I was going to say this earlier and I forgot. Me creating clothes, something that I'm keeping in mind for every single piece I make is, how can this clothing item help women to become confident? Because like, I'm thinking about structure and how it's sewn and the details and silhouettes and the fabrics, everything. I, as a designer, want to consider all of that stuff, purposely choosing things and designing items that I know or is like fit, just to help women feel confident. And that's my, as a designer, my, I don't know, you would say philosophy, I don't know. The point is, that's what I want to do. So that's another side to Lemuria. Creating clothes that cultivate confidence, and then we have the storytelling to make people feel heard and seen. And just, you know, I like to think when it comes to my branding and stuff, I like to have it so, but anyways, I'm just gonna say, if you see a girl in a Lemuria garment and you tell her like she can't, or she's crazy, or she's not enough, that's my chair, by the way. I want to make it so that, you know, it's that's just makes you seem crazy. Like, even trying to tell a girl or woman in a Lemuria garment or Lemuria anything, like, that's just, why would you even try it? Because we know that we are enough. We're not afraid to go after our dreams, to take up space, be like, hey, yeah, this is me. We're not going to justify, we're not going to give you a reason, we're just going to do, you know. That's what I was trying to get out. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, thinking about how I can do it. How do I even, like, start? Because I feel like it's such a big thing, but I think, building brand. So for me is really building like that brand culture. The short films, I think, is really going to help me create that world that people can step into, and because then they can look back at it, you know, they can watch the videos. It's having that, like, when I want to think about, thinking about, like, because that's C, I guess, but like, just everything. It's about creating a world that people can step into. So for me, I think even if at the start I'm doing markets, and for me at the moment I'm trying to work out how can I build up a presence while still getting what I need to be able to build a brand while still practicing my skills and everything. So I think for me is looking towards markets, having some of my own products, even doing like upcycling, but all the clothes will be in my style. That probably won't be under Lamelia, but it'll still be me as a designer making them with the same creating clothes for confidence in mind. So I'll have that, and I think that at the start of Lamelia, like some of the first things I want to do is start producing campaigns, because these campaigns aren't necessarily there to show off the product. Like in the future they might be wearing Lamelia garments in the campaign, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to inspire. Like I genuinely want to make a movement in the world and society, so like that means something to me, like a lot to me. So, and the reason why I really do want to make a movement, and I want to, and then it's just mixing, going back to my passions, mixing. I really do love creating business and having something to share and all that sort of stuff, but I really love fashion as well, I love fabrics and the just fashion. Like when I think of fashion, I just get so happy inside. And then it's really just mixing all the things I love. So I think for me, like the campaigns, as I was saying, like I want to start producing the campaigns to inspire and really set forth, this is what Lamelia is. Like, welcome to the world, I guess. Welcome to the world. So yeah, I think that's probably my first step. Talking to some people, even if I have like 3 campaign videos and short film videos and 2 like 5 photos, that as long as they really, because another thing, being intentional, everything is like on brand, consistent. That's really important to me, because I think, again, creating a world, being a part of the world, having consistent branding is going to help with that, because things become instantly recognizable as Lamelia. My name's Lamelia. And just, you look at that, it's just, So, creating campaigns and short films from the get-go. Not about products, about the message. And then for me, it's then on the side. So for Lamelia in the future, just not at the start, probably because I want to have 3 sort of fashion sections. One is the Lamelia basic pieces. So I have a product at the moment, a design at the moment that I've been working on with my mentor, called the Lamelia Power Jumpsuit. It's a jumpsuit, it's got that officey, it's like, just imagine a power jumpsuit. It's a statement piece. That is a Lamelia basic. So is like a blazer and a tailor pants. They are the things that will go into the Lamelia basic section. That's my chair, by the way, if you hear it. And then I want to do collections, so summer, spring, autumn, winter. So basics all year round, always accessible, always there. Then we have the collection pieces, so that'll be for a time period. The collections will be based on some sort of story or narrative. So we'll have some theme, and then that will basically be what the collection's about for that one each time. So that means that I'll be able to have campaigns for that collection on telling the story of whatever the theme is. And then the last section is like one-of-a-kind pieces, so that might be one-of-a-kind gowns, that sort of thing. Sorry, the computer's gonna go flat. So in the future, that would be the 3 kind of sections I'd like to have. At the moment, I think the first thing would be just focusing on the Lamelia basics, because I think that these are some of these pieces will hopefully be the instantly recognizable. I mean, obviously as a designer, eventually I'm going to find my sort of style and, you know, that sort of thing, which you'll see throughout the collections. I mean, like, the collections could have Lamelia basics, but maybe in the colours of the theme, or like a slightly change to fit the theme. So yeah, that's the plan for that side of things. So moment, I think the biggest thing is to have my Lamelia basics, just a couple of pieces. My plan is to like think about them, make sure I'm happy with them, go take them to the markets, because then I'm getting people's feedback, and I've learned to love feedback because they are my customers, you know, at the end of the day. So being like, hey, I can ask, how will this garment, how can I make it so it makes you feel more confident? Like, that's only going to help me in the future then make more garments with the confidence, you know? So it's taking them to the market and then having my videos and photos and stuff for Lamelia, and then yeah, that's I think my first point. And then just build up skills, knowledge, all that sort of thing. I think that's the approach I'm going to take. I probably won't do that until I finish. I'm so close to finishing school, you know, after 13 years. So I think the biggest thing for me, finish my school year. I am so close to finishing my school. Get it done. I'm still happy to brainstorm and just practice showing and all that at the moment, but I just want to get through school so that I can just full deep dive into Lamelia and give it everything. That's my plan. I think that's my kind of approach at the moment. Just get through school, then again, short films, campaigns, and Lamelia basic pieces to start off with. But yeah, that's Lamelia's plan, I think. It's not set in stone, but it's a plan, it's a start. So yeah, thank you for listening. Yeah,